I'm Jared Aarons from ABC 10 News. We're here in Miniland, USA at the debut of Lego San Diego, the newest addition to Miniland, USA, which you can see behind me. So we're going to take a deep dive into this new land and show you everything that there is to it. Right here next to me is Julia Estrada with Legoland. I got to mic you up because we're doing this kind of on the fly.
I love it.
Which is the best part about live social streaming.
Okay.
So you can go ahead and put that on your jacket. Slide this in a pocket.
Got this.
This is the behind the scenes part.
Behind the scenes.
And Julie is one of the marketing directors for Legoland worldwide.
Worldwide.
But Legoland California holds a special place in your hearts.
It does, because I started here at Legoland California as public relations representative and then manager, and now I'm public relations director for Miniland Entertainment's North America.
So let's talk about Legoland USA. We'll come and step out, and also Miniland for San Diego, and we're going to do the full tour. So let's begin right over here with everything. This is kind of a nice, good spot to see everything in Legoland, in Miniland for San Diego. Tell me a little bit, the 10,000 foot view, if you will, of Mini San Diego.
Yeah, so Miniland San Diego, opening today. We are right here at the Rady Shell, so you can see the San Diego Symphony performing. You just heard a little snippet of them. We have 380 chairs set up for guests to watch them, see what kind of performances happen throughout the year. San Diego Harbor is right next to it. I am a UCSD alumni, so I am very happy about the Geisel Library, which is there, used in many movies, monumental, that's been incorporated. The lighthouse is off to the right side there, back in the corner. And we're situated here in Miniland, USA, so this is the heart of the park. This is where the action happens. This is where the master model builders put their expertise to work.
What I love about this, there are 55 models for Mini San Diego and 5 million bricks, but it's the little details in all of this that I think really make this stand out. Like if you look at the symphony right now, some of the performers are moving. You see even the little tables on the chairs here in the crowd that give you that taste of what happens at the Rady Shell. I even see next to the lighthouse some of the headstones to represent Fort Rosecrans and areas like that. And it gives you an idea of the detail that went into this. How much work went into making this?
So much work. It's actually nearly 2 years in the making. So this has been, we're here in Carlsbad, we're in San Diego. It was kind of silly for us not to have San Diego, but I think we waited this long because we wanted to do it right. And we wanted to do it with our passion, and when we had the space and the time and the effort to do it. And this is what's come out of it. It's by far, I think, the most beautiful city we have here in Miniland, USA.
Absolutely, and it stands to reason. Like you said, we're in San Diego County, so it should be represented here as part of the park. As we look beyond the Rady Shell, we go to Coronado and the Hotel Del and some of the fun that's going on there. Tell me a little bit about that model.
And the skyscrapers, there's 55 different Lego structures, but it's interesting because I, as a San Diegan, never even knew we had these skyscrapers downtown. Like, I'm kind of getting an overview. And for our guests, a lot of them coming here see buildings, like my kids saw Las Vegas for the first time here in Miniland before they really saw the real Las Vegas. So here, the same kind of thing. So those who have not gone over the Coronado Bridge, now you can see how big it is and how massive it goes from downtown into Coronado. We have the Hotel Del, we have the boathouse there. The mayor of Coronado was here with us this morning, and he was blown away by the replication of his city. It really is to detail.
Let's take a look, walk down a little ways, and we can see Old Town San Diego now, which has 2 missions, if I'm correct, plus the Old Town Plaza, the restaurants, the fun, even the Old Town trolley station right there. When you're putting all this together, even for those of you who have been to Old Town, the cannon in the main square, the flagpole, the mariachi band and the folklorico dancers at what you have called Fiesta del Lego.
If you look at the Bailorico dancers,
that's Fiesta del Reyes for people who go there a lot, but here it's Fiesta del Lego.
Fiesta del Lego, because you have to remember too, while we did use all of these buildings and landmarks as the inspiration, our model builders got to have some fun. So they got to play around with it a little bit as well. And we asked our guests, which we do for everything at Legoland California, anytime we open a new attraction, what do they want to see? What would they like to see within San Diego? So we put it online last year, and their top results are what you're seeing today.
I remember that poll that you put. It was on social media, it was online. You really wanted people to take ownership of this because this is our town. So this is Old Town, as we're looking right down here, and then we keep coming down.
You can come down here, and then here you can jump on the trolley because we use mass transit here in Miniland, San Diego, just as well as in everywhere else. So we can take the trolley. The trolley will take you all the way from Old Town to Santa Fe Depot on the other side of downtown. You have to have a dog beach because, you know, we're San Diego. I take my dogs to the beach all the time. And, you know, once Memorial Day weekend comes, they can go off leash. Well, ours can go off leash all the time because, you know, special here. So we have the beach.
And the animation of the dog spinning around.
Yes.
We've seen some other animation. Tower 13.
Tower 13. It's memorable. You have to.
Is iconic
Gotta
for
do
people
it.
who love the beach. A lifeguard truck that's really, I mean, the detail in there also of how close it hews to the actual lifeguard trucks that we see on the beach.
Right, and I think that the attention to detail, there's more than 100 different scenes is what we're saying, but really there's more than 100, because as I've been here all morning and walking through, I'm seeing attention to detail that I haven't seen before.
And we didn't even notice, as we've been walking here, we've been here about an hour and a half walking around, and every time I look by something, I see something else. There's a yoga class going on behind Old Town, over off in the distance, that I didn't even notice until a few minutes ago. If you look down here, you can think about some of the little scenes. There's some kids trapped in a sandcastle over here on the beach. There is a wedding on the beach going on that's been attacked by seagulls.
Yes.
You know, all the fun that you can see that the master builders had as they were putting this together. And then you come off of the beach and we get closer to downtown with another one of the iconic waterfront buildings, the County Administration Building.
Right, which we have to have. I mean, look, it's kind of a staple for downtown, right? And I love the attention to detail, and there's 5 million Lego bricks that have gone into all this, but everything is glued one by one by one. I mean, you have to remember that painstaking detail.
This is all done by hand.
All done by hand, and because it's usually beautiful in sunny San Diego, despite the last few weeks here we've had, we put a UV coating on all of our models. So just like you would put a sunscreen on adults or kids, we put sunscreen on all of our models. So there's a UV coating on every model throughout the park.
It'll keep the bright color that it has.
Keeps the bright colors bold, but when it starts fading, just like all colors will under the sun and the elements, we use walnut shell scrapings, crushed walnut shell, blast the models with the walnut shell, and it's kind of like an exfoliator on your face when you exfoliate your face and kind of scrub it down and put moisturizer on. We do the same thing with the models. So we'll use the walnut shell exfoliator, spray them down, and then we reapply the UV sunscreen so they last a few more years and stay pretty in the sun.
Amazing. Let's head into downtown then. As we pass the county admin building, we see more yoga classes here in some of the park space. We can see, as we head down to downtown streets, some other plazas, and then we get to the convention center, which is what brings so many people to San Diego.
I mean,
and you guys captured a moment at the convention center that I think everyone can relate to. It's Comic-Con.
I mean, you said it, not me, but I think the model builders had the most fun with this of all, because A, a lot of them are fans, and B, I mean, come on, where do you see more diverse group of people than you do in front of Comic-Con? So that's where we have like most of the excitement down here. And I still am seeing figures that I hadn't seen from earlier.
Absolutely. I see an elf, I see astronauts, I see gladiators, I see Marie Antoinette.
We got zombies, the whole Walking Dead scene right there.
The Walking Dead zombies right over here. I don't know what the tall character is right there in the middle, but dinosaurs, you name it. I think every time you come, you'll see and notice something different in the convention center. I was talking to somebody from the convention center earlier here today who said, you guys reached out in the sense to say, hey, we're doing this, but really this is, they didn't have final say. They didn't have, authority to say it has to look like this, it has to do this, but they said you got it perfect.
Ah, it's amazing.
They said
I love
that
hearing
you got it perfect, and it was wonderful. We've got, and I love the jokes that you were telling me about earlier. As we look at what we all know as the Hilton downtown.
Possibly, quite possibly.
Possibly, might be the Hilton. It looks like it, but here it's the built-in, because you're adding the Lego flair to it.
Exactly, but that's why we get to have some fun, and it's kind of neat to see the buildings to scale. I mean, if we were to build these to scale, everything's 20:1 scale. So as you see somebody walking by the windows of the convention center, or if you see them in the building, it looks like an actual door, like real size. But as you get taller in the size of skyscrapers, you'll notice the scale kind of shifts a little bit for your force perspective. A little smaller,
yeah.
A little bit, so it goes to 160, 180 scale once you start getting to the top.
All right, behind the convention center is the Central Library. We see some other iconic hotels back there as well.
Yeah.
And then we get to, I think, something that everybody's very excited to see right now at Legoland and also in person, Petco Park and the Padres, and oh my God, this model.
Right?
Right?
And we actually took this model and placed it down in Petco Park. and shot it from there, and the replication is amazing. And it's really fun because we got to play with the fans. And again, we talked about the convention center having the diverse fans. Well, there's some diverse fans at Petco Park too, let's be real.
Absolutely.
So it's kind of fun to play with that, and we have all of our Padres fans rooting them on, of course.
Winning.
The Friar even is here down below.
The Friar, you can see down below the Padres players, and obviously we want this to last forever, so we didn't pick individual specific players, but
No.
you get a good
It
representation.
could possibly be the starting lineup right now, but it's up to you to identify that or not. I'm
but
not
I
going to
also
say.
love some of the ingenuity. If you look at like the Friar right now, and you see we had to figure out something to loop his belt.
Yes.
And it's a pretzel.
It might possibly be a pretzel.
It might, but
or
it
it could be a belt holder.
Or it's a belt loop.
Which is-
And just the creativity of saying, this is usually this, but I can use it here for that.
And what's great and what I love is that every single piece you see here is something that anyone can buy in the store. This isn't, we didn't use special elements, we didn't use special Lego pieces, we didn't break anything down. Anything that you can see here can be bought and can be, if you have the creativity and 5 million bricks in your house.
Of course.
You too can build Miniland San Diego.
There's even, and I just noticed a QR code on the Petco Park
Absolutely.
model, the way that you can book your own full-size Petco Park tour of the real thing downtown. So you see some of the partnership that you guys have as a San Diego institution with other San Diego institutions.
Love to be. I mean, we are a community partner. We're proud of San Diego. I mean, this is America's finest city, and there's a reason why we have our Legoland California based here.
All right, we come around the corner again, and thank you. We have an umbrella
We have an
now.
umbrella.
As it's starting
to sprinkle.
And now we're getting to the gas lamp quarter and seeing some of the buildings in that historic area, and even the gas lamp arch. We have Chew and Bricky's restaurant, which is
A little flair for fun, right?
hysterical. Cars, people waiting at the train station, even just garbage cans. The little things that were put into this model. And you look down this, and it feels like you're looking down a street in San Diego, which
Yeah.
is exactly what you're supposed
And
to
what
do.
I love is even like the central library, the master model builders put such detail. So when you're here early in the morning, or if you're here late at night, you'll see the lights turn on. We were here bright and early
Right.
today for the grand opening, so we got to see it. But the waterfall, you can see like the translucent bricks that are used in the back reflect water, look like they're reflecting water, and when they're lit up, it looks like a waterfall happening in the back of the building. It's absolutely amazing what you can do with the bricks.
So we come around the gas lamp, and on the other side of downtown, most people will recognize something that looks like this Lego structure as well. And it's got a pool on the top sun deck. It's got the two towers that you see in our
The pool
skyline.
actually has real water in it today.
Yeah.
So, thanks to this morning
Well,
showers.
and
we have real water
understandably,
in our pool.
people aren't using the pool right now because it's a little wet
It's
outside.
a little damp. Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. But
This is great. Individually, you guys have the list of how many bricks are in each individual
Right.
model. I won't ask you to recite
Oh,
that
thank
right
goodness,
now.
thank you.
But you think about one of these, just one of these has tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands in some cases, bricks.
exactly.
And
I mean,
there
this is
are,
more than 500,000 in some cases.
and then we were talking about Easter eggs. I want to point everyone's
Yes.
attention to something on
Yes.
top of the emerald tinted
Building,
buildings.
whichever may
Tell
be.
me about what's going on the roof of this building here in Miniland, San Diego.
So one of our master model builders, Carter, actually proposed to his wife while he was working at this building, and he thought it'd be fun to put his proposal on the top of the building where he proposed to her, which I think it just puts a little bit more passion and shows how much passion our master model builders have in it, and it's personal. It's personal to them because most of our master model builders are San Diegans,
Right.
and this means a lot to them. It's their hometown.
You can see a little bit of road construction, because what's San Diego without
Always.
road construction
How can
going
you
on?
not?
They're fixing a pothole is what I see right now.
There you go.
Right? And,
I
and
mean-
even the animation in there. And then we get to the Santa Fe Depot, which is a fantastic recreation
I think so
of
too.
this building, by the way. The trolley here in front, this does go all the way around. It animates as well.
It does. It's paused right now for Minilanders to board. We have
course.
4,000 Minilanders throughout Miniland San Diego. So there may be more than 3 million, I believe, in San Diego County in their population, but we have 4,000.
Mm-hmm. All
We
right.
like to keep it a little more breathing, but there might be more.
Less traffic
Less
that way?
traffic. You
Not
don't
as
have to
many
worry
housing
about it.
problems?
No, not so much. It keeps it a little open.
Absolutely. So there's the Santa Fe Depot. Then we come to another one of San Diego's iconic locations, Balboa Park, which you see represented here, not just with something as iconic as the California Tower, but also the Botanic Garden, the International Cottages, the Museum of Man. Just amazing the different buildings that are put in here, and then the people. There's a picnic going on.
It's almost like you've been in San Diego for a while, Jared.
You know, I
That's
kind
amazing.
of well, it's easy to recognize the things that are so recognizable because of how good these models really are
Well,
right
you know
now.
what? And that's one of the tricks that the master model builders have told me is that when they are building something, it's kind of like when you're putting a caricature, when you're drawing a caricature sketch, right? You want something recognizable in the space features. It doesn't look exactly like you.
Right.
They pinpoint certain things of your face that make you look like you. Same thing is done with the buildings, and that's how they get that replication.
That's fantastic.
Which is nice to be able to see it that way.
Well,
for
and
you
I
to
think also
recognize.
when you look at, say, you know, there are dozens of international cottages, there's a couple dozen international cottages. You have about 6 here, but it can represent any of them. So anyone can come here and say, there, that's my house.
Yeah,
That's, you know, that's I see myself in this.
Right.
And then they might be able to see themselves in the stands
at Del Mar.
at Del Mar. And look at this with
This-
even horses
yes.
racing. And tell me about what's going on right here with
so
these
the
guys.
animation design. So you can see the blue one's coming in the lead, and he's in the lead. And the blue, where's Trevor Denman when you need him?
Exactly. But
you
this
can
is
race.
a game that you can race.
You're using the animation, so just like everything else at Legoland California Resort, we want you to be able to touch it, to move it, to do something with it, to be a part of it. So you're not just watching, you're part of the action. So kids can actually race, or parents, or adults, anyone else, by touching the horseshoes. So the faster you touch the horseshoes back and forth, the faster it makes the horse move. And then you can race against each other. And away they go.
And down the stretch
And-
they come, and it's the yellow Legoland horse pulling into the lead. But here comes green, and blue is putting on a fast charge towards the finish.
Yellow for the win.
Yellow is the winner. As we look in, and I correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm looking at some of the Miniland people in here. Do I see Bing Crosby? Do I see Jimmy Durante? Do I see Desi Arnaz?
There's been quite a few celebrities spotted at the racetrack.
There
and
have.
we may have included some. As they're coming in through the seasons, you may see them as well. You may even see some bands that perform at the fair.
And so
You
this
might-
is still a living model that
It's
can be
still a
added
living model.
to.
And I think that's the beauty of it. And that's one of the things we offer for the guests. If I came 6 months ago, I'm going to come 6 months later, and you may see something new that you haven't seen before.
I will tell you, no matter how many times you come, even without adding new things, you will see something different in this model each time because of everything that's done. Finally, we come to the last section of Lego San Diego. And what's San Diego without the San Diego Fair?
The San Diego Fair.
Yes,
Jared.
the San
Diego Fair.
Diego Fair,
You know, we have to
where
have
you
some
can
fun.
buy fried brick on a stick.
Fried brick on a stick. I
You
mean, what
can-
sounds more appetizing than that?
That sounds delicious. Absolutely.
I mean, you have to have your midway games. You have to have the Gravitron. You have to have the whatever ride it is that makes you throw up, because that makes me throw up every time.
I just call it the spin and hurl.
Yes. That's why all of our rides here at Legoland are pink knuckle rides. None of them go so
full white
fast.
knuckle.
Where you go white knuckle, it's pink knuckle, where you just get a little excited, but not enough where you throw up.
So now that we've come to the end of our tour, I have a big decision to make.
Yeah, you do.
Because Julie and the team and the master builders here at Legoland were kind enough to make a Lego Jared Aarons, which I think they got my hairline pretty good. What do you guys think? The suit, the tie, and I get to put this somewhere in
can choose.
Legoland, in
Yeah,
Miniland
yeah.
in San Diego.
Miniland San Diego is waiting for you. So,
All right.
I mean, you're going to add to the population now.
So 4,001. Well, somebody's got to cover the news
Someone's
in
gotta cover the
Mini
news.
San Diego. So I'm going to decide where to put this. I'm leaning towards Petco Park because it's my favorite spot in
Seems
San
to be the
Diego.
popular spot today.
Right, but
Yeah.
the fair is also a lot of fun. So I'll think about this for a little
Okay,
while
okay.
and we'll get back. But everyone, that is San Diego in Miniland, USA. Julia Estrada, thank you so much for this
You're welcome.
elaborate tour
You're welcome.
of this amazing land. Again, 5 million bricks, 55 models, more than 100 individual scenes,
Yes.
if you will, and something different every time that you come to see it. It is open now at Legoland in Carlsbad, which is open for the day now.
Open for the day, and our Legoland Water Park opens this weekend. I know the sun's coming out. I can feel it. I just saw it a second ago.
It's gonna get here.
It's gonna be here. It's gonna be here. So we're gonna get our sun. Legoland Water Park opens on Saturday, and our hotel has guest special right now. Legoland.com. 2-day tickets for the price of one. Boom.
There you go. Julia
There you
Estrada,
go.
thank you very much.
Thank
Always a
you.
pleasure seeing you. Thank
You
you
as well.
guys for watching, and we will have more coverage of Mini San Diego in Miniland, USA on 10 News at midday, and then you can always, of course, see more coverage online. Bye, everyone.
Bye.